The Tonto Monument cliff dwellings were constructed in the 13th through the 15th centuries. This land was the home of the Salado culture that farmed in the Salt River Valley. The people that lived here were master craftsmen and created a thriving trade with other tribes. The climb up to the cliff dwellings is steep and exposed in the desert sun, but thankfully the path is short and the views are worth the effort. The Tonto Monument was established by Theodore Roosevelt at the same time as the creation of Lake Roosevelt Reservoir you can see in the background. The Sonoran Desert in this area gets about 16 inches of rain annually. The people that built these structures learned to farm in the river valley and also hunted and gathered for their food.
So on the other side of this ridge where that Wapatki building is, there's an underwater swimming pool.
The structure that you see here is the lower dwelling. Further up another trail is the upper dwelling, which is accessible only by a guided tour that lasts 3 to 4 hours. The path to the upper dwelling is steep and can get very hot in the summer. The Salado tribe were known throughout the area as incredible craftspeople, producing some of the most beautiful polychrome pottery and superbly woven textiles to be found anywhere in the desert Southwest. Our second stop on this tour of Arizona's secret ruins is Wapatki Monument, located not far from Flagstaff in a remote area of the desert. Wapatki, which means long cut house in the native Hopi language, is a pueblo structure built by the ancestral Puebloans, also known as the Anasazi. Wapatki has an otherworldly sense to it, and you can truly feel the presence of the ancients that built this magnificent structure. With the wind rustling through the ball court, you can almost hear the spectators' voices echoing down the ages. Wapatki is located on the edge of the Painted Desert and near the base of pine-covered mountains. Its location made it an important trading center for peoples from hundreds of miles around. The population of this dwelling boomed in the 11th century following the eruption of nearby Sunset Crater. But within 200 years, the site was completely abandoned, left to constant wind and the spirit of the wild desert. Not far from the main Wapatki site, you can visit the Citadel Pueblo. This structure sits atop a steep hill surrounded by the emptiness of the desert. The windswept structure is worth the climb to the top for the incredible views of the area. The last stop on our travels to three of Arizona's ancient ruins is Monma Castle. This structure is the most accessible of the three and is easily visited from Phoenix as a day trip or as a quick stop on the road to Sedona. The name Monma Castle is misleading, as it was in no way associated with the Aztec ruler Montezuma, nor was it a castle. It was actually a typical multi-level dwelling perched 90 feet up a steep sandstone cliff. This dwelling was built by the Sinagua people, relatives of the Hohokam people and ancestors to clans of the Hopi. It is believed that the Sinagua people occupied the Verde River Valley and nearby Beaver Creek as early as 750 AD. The buildings we see here were constructed in the mid-11th century. Up until the early 1950s, tourists could climb a series of steep ladders to enter the ruins. Today, we can only admire the site from the safety of well-paved walk paths, not far from an air-conditioned visitor center. Another Sinagua cliff dwelling in the Flagstaff area is Walnut Creek Monument. We will include this site in a future installment of our Trails and Travels adventures. Well, folks, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, happy trails and travels.